minor Portuguese coaching qualification. He then later went on, he's very clever, he then went up to Largs up in Scotland. He got a Scottish like full badge coaching certificate. He knew what he wanted to do. I think he knew that he would want to stay in the game after I left, or whenever we separated and parted. And I think that was in his head all the time, that maybe he could at some stage become a coach in his own level and develop. He learned a lot from me, because I'll tell you what he did do. He listened, he looked, he memorized it, and he wrote it down. And when I got the job in Barcelona, I asked him, would he like to come with me and do a similar job for me in Spain, because I knew he would pick up the Spanish language quickly, as he was obviously very adept in Portuguese, and there is a similarity. It's not the same, but there is a similarity. I got him a very good salary. I negotiated a very good interpreter's salary. He was the best paid interpreter in the world, because he's my interpreter in Barcelona. He liked that very much. And he spent 2 years with me in Barcelona. So for 6 years, he stood beside me, very often behind me as my interpreter. And it wasn't until towards the end that I used to give him some coaching jobs, because he was a great student of the game, was Jose. Jose loved football, and Jose had a great knowledge about football.
But when Bobby Robson was moved upstairs to make way for Louis van Gaal, it looked like the end of the road for Mourinho.
I was the successor of Sir Bobby Robson in Barcelona. I didn't know that in advance, because I was pronounced as the director of youth education first, but after a while I was director of the professional football. And we had a meeting with Bobby Robson, and also with his assistant Jose Mourinho. Mr. Jose Mourinho couldn't manage the situation, and he was more or less fired at that time. But I've seen the situation at that time. Bobby Robson was from that moment the director of scouting, and I said to Jose, why maybe you can proceed in the same function but as my assistant. It was a big gamble, because I don't know him. I only had spoken a little while with Bobby Robson, but it was a big gamble. But I feel sorry for the man at that time, because I think the situation was not very good for him, and also it was a big surprise for everybody, for Bobby Robson, for Jose Mourinho, and for me. And